Good evening. I'm Sandy Frank, President of the League of Women Voters. I'd like to welcome you this evening and to thank you for attending this meet and greet for Lee County candidates. This event is in person and via Zoom. We are recording the forum, and the recording will be posted and available for viewing. For those in person, we ask you to turn off your electronic devices and not do any videotaping or pictures in this room. And for those on Zoom, please stay muted. You can place your comments in the chat. The League of Women Voters is hosting this meet and greet, and just a little background. The League was formed in 1920. It is nonpartisan. However, it is political, and it encourages informed participation of citizens in government. The League mission is to empower voters and defend democracy. The League influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League does form positions and advocates for policies after careful study and consensus by our members. And information on the League's positions is available on the websites of the League at the local, state, and national level. In addition, the League educates the public because the League believes that the basis of good government is an informed electorate. The League holds educational events and provides nonpartisan educational election information through candidate forums and events such as this meet and greet. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose candidates or political parties. For candidate forums, the League requires 2 or more candidates for each race. And we have a very strict policy of no empty chairs at those forums. With the goals of maximum participation for candidates and public access to candidates, the League decided to hold a meet and greet for county, state, and federal candidates so voters can hear their views directly from the candidates, and we would not be restricted by the 2 candidates for each race. So that's why we're having the meet and greet. To invite candidates, we emailed invitations and followed up with phone to all Lee countywide candidates, plus Florida and U.S. candidates for the offices serving Lee County. Many of those candidates are participating tonight. In addition, we are including some candidates for city offices who requested participation. For more information on the upcoming election, I'd like to remind you that the League does have an online voter guide, vote411.org, that's available 24/7. You can find information on candidates and ballot measures, including proposed amendments to the Florida Constitution and links to other sources of election information. Earlier this election cycle, the League did hold some candidate forums for city offices and some of the Lee County offices. Recordings of those are posted on Vote 411 and on the League's website. And we are having an additional forum on October 5th at 10 a.m. at the Lakes Library on the 6 proposed amendments to the Florida Constitution. I want to thank all the candidates for participating tonight and for sharing their views. In addition, we appreciate your time and effort for being a candidate. I want to thank those who made this event possible, including the Alliance for the Arts and a number of League volunteers, too numerous to mention. But I would like to have special mention for Nancy Leverance, Marcia Ellis, and Jerry Ware, who have done a lot in voter education this election season. The way we are doing this tonight, and the candidates have been informed, each candidate will have 2 minutes to speak. We do have timers. We have Michelle Hilton-Terry and Stacia Arcaris, who will be sitting right down here, and they will be giving you warnings. And we will strictly enforce the 2 minutes. When the candidates came in, they pulled numbers, and so the order of the candidates was determined by the numbers selected when they entered. And our moderator is Betsy Vaughn, who is a League of Women Voters Lee County Director for Education, and she will be calling the candidates up and moderating the introductory remarks. So thank you all for coming.
Bruce?
Yeah.
Can you get my earbuds out of that?
Good evening. It's great to see all of you people in the audience, and also thank you to the candidates for coming out tonight, because there's nothing more important than voting and know who you're voting for. And it goes from the bottom up. So you need to pay attention to your local candidates. Extremely important. So let's get the show on the road. Lucky number 1 is Sheridan Chester. And Sheridan's running for Lee School Board, position I know well. Thank you, Sheridan. District 7, which is at large.
Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank the League of Women Voters. Thank you, Sandy. Thank everybody for coming. I've seen so many wonderful faces that I'm familiar with, so this makes me really, really very excited. And most of you know what I'm standing here for. So thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting us. Look at how far we've gotten. We're going to the primary. In the general election, I couldn't even believe that was happening. So I'm very, very happy and grateful and thankful. I've been teaching for 23 years. Hi, Jerry. I've been teaching for 23 years as a substitute teacher. And so I've been able to see what's been happening for 23 years. I've been able to see what's happening as it progresses, and it's not. We're going backwards. Our children are not really learning. I'm teaching GED now. For the last 2 years, I've been teaching GED, and you get to see where the fails are. The students are coming to school at 16 and 17 years old and acing that test. The reason they're there is because they couldn't function in the school. They weren't being protected when they were bullied. Nobody talks to them when they ask, when they have problems and they need someone to talk to. I don't know what they're doing in terms of mental health, but most of our children need some kind of counseling right now, and their parents probably do too, because the system is so broken. I don't see communication between parents and school being functional. I think that you're not going to get quality teachers, which is the vision of the school, is to have a quality or a world-class education. But you don't want to pay your teachers any money. Teachers are making 49, we rank 49 in terms of salaries, and we rank 49th or 48th in terms of education. But we're one of the 5 most expensive places to live in the United States. I don't understand how that works. I really just don't. And we're losing teachers. We're losing teachers that care. Thank you. We're losing teachers. Please, please vote. No matter what else you don't do, vote. Thank you very much. And donate. We need money. Oh, God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Sandy has something she needs to tell
I
you.
forgot to tell Betsy this earlier, so we want to clean this up. So not all the candidates are here. So for each office where we don't have candidates present, we will at least let you know who else is running for that office. And for the Lee County School Board District 7, there is another candidate, Vanessa Melvis Chaviano. So just so you know that when you vote, you do have an option on the ballot. And thank you for coming, Sharon.
So do you want me to announce that for?
Yes, when you say the people, I'm sorry, I didn't give you that piece of information.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And they're not exactly in order, but a bit of technical, not difficulty, but is there another page?
No, it's right here.
It's going off
Oh, I see.
to the west.
Okay. All right, I have it. I was a teacher in high school for 38
Oh.
years, so you got to learn to
Huh?
go with the flow, don't you? All right, the next person that is
Oh,
coming
you're
up
gonna get a lot of
here
rain, though.
is
Yeah,
Mr.
they're just
Patrick
gonna get a lot of rain.
Post, and he is running Florida House District 80.
Thanks for everybody coming out and the League of Women Voters.
Microphone. You might need to pull it up.
Hello. And my name is Patrick Post, and I'm running for District 80. I am very interested in sustainability, and I've had a nonprofit foundation for the last few years for Sustainable Planet USA organization. And I've promoted ideas for light rail transportation throughout Collier County,
Yeah, but it's
Lee County, the state of
south of
Florida.
here.
And 5 years ago, I sent the proposals to Governor DeSantis. He sent it on to the Department of Transportation. They responded and said, get all your people in your local community interested. So I've been doing that for the last 5 years. Previous to that, since 2001, after 9/11, I started promoting renewable energy and wondering why aren't we on solar? And that's been a major focus of mine. And so I reached out to Jeb Bush and Governor Jeb Bush and Charlie Crist and other people like Senator John McCain, Bill Nelson. They all wrote me letters of support for my proposals. And so I've been working on this for almost 2 decades, promoting, and I continue to learn. Recently, I came up with a proposal for creating a light rail transportation loop in Naples, and one's 10 miles, the one in Lee is 15 miles. And Bert Saunders, the commissioner for Collier County, asked to the opportunity to support me at the commission, the county commission. And so I'm getting a lot of support for that. So if anybody wants to stop by my table, they can stop by and take a look at the literature. I thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Number 3 is Cindy Bonet, and Cindy is running for, in the city of Fort Myers, Ward 4.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Dr. Cindy Lynn Banier, and I am running for Fort Myers City Council Ward 4. You are very near to that right now. This ward runs down McGregor and through our downtown. And I am here to create a Fort Myers where the sun shines on everyone. And that means everybody, not just one side of the road versus the other. Everybody in Fort Myers deserves to be represented. Also, one thing that I'm sure is on top of mind for all of us right now is how the heck is Fort Myers going to go into the future sustainably and face climate change? We have not done anything in the city of Fort Myers when it comes to climate change mitigation. How are we addressing aerial flooding? How are we addressing storm surge? How are we going to address increasing hurricanes like the ones that we are facing down right now? I think now is the time to be bold. Now is the time for innovation, and we need to look at solutions. We need to get the best and the brightest to address this issue, because otherwise we're not going to make it, folks. Fort Myers is slated to have almost daily tidal flooding coming by the year 2100. Now, that used to seem like a long time ago, but it's not so long right now. We're talking about 75 years, and that's when it's going to be near daily. What are we doing to prepare our city? What are we doing to prepare our infrastructure? This is where I think we need to put people first. We need to have small business supports. We need to have more housing supports for folks as well to make sure that their property isn't damaged. We need to make sure that we are a strong town, that we're not just letting our infrastructure go unrepaired and uninvested. We need to make that change. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Cindy Lynn Banier. I am the first on your ballot in the city of Ward 4. Please check out my website, cindybanier.com. Thanks so much.
Okay, not here this evening, but also running for Ward 4 is Liston Burchett. Okay, number 4 is Carrie Lerner.
Thank you so much to everyone for coming out tonight. I'm Carrie Lerner. I'm your candidate for Florida Congressional District 19. I grew up here in Southwest Florida, raised my family in New Hampshire, where I served as a state representative in a very conservative district as a Democrat. I moved home in 2019, and I'm here to serve. And I mean that when I say I'm here to serve. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a woman of integrity. You will find no ethics investigations, no charges. There will be no misdemeanor or felony convictions on my record. And I just want to remind everyone that these are serious times. We have serious issues that are facing us. And our member of Congress needs to be the liaison between us and the federal government and to serve the constituents here, not some other individual or some party. It's really important that the resources be brought home. I am a realtor. I've been a realtor for 37 years. I know how to negotiate, and you don't do it by calling your colleagues names. And it doesn't matter how many bills you file. What matters is what you bring home. What bills are you able to get passed? And I also believe that as Americans, we are entitled to an umbrella of rights, freedoms and rights that are being threatened right now. And I think that most people are in the middle with me. I have a lot more to say, so come by the table and talk to me. Carrie Lerner for Florida.com, for those of you who are online. There are issue papers there and videos, and thank you again for tonight.
Okay, not here this evening, but also running for U.S. House of Representatives, and I believe he's the incumbent, Byron Donalds. Okay, now. Manny Lopez is number 5, and Mr. Lopez is running U.S. Congress District 17.
Are you talking to her? Okay, I know what, okay.
Okay, wait. Hang on. I don't have a full, long tome of rules, but I don't believe that we're accepting audience comments, questions at this time. Sandy, are you? Am I correct? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. The agenda what? Okay, so check the agenda, and just FYI for everybody, a meet and greet's great because all the candidates will be out in a central area, and if there's a question, any question that you want to ask the candidate, just make a note of it and you can ask one-on-one. Okay, so can we restart the time? And Mr. Lopez, it's all yours.
Hello, thanks for being here, and thanks for the League of Women Voters. I am Manny Lopez, and to answer that question, I will answer that question. I'm running for District 17, which is all of Sarasota County, all of Charlotte County, and Northern Lee County, to include Lehigh Acres, Northern Fort Myers, and if you all know anybody out there, please tell them about me. I've been a firefighter, I've been a teacher, I've been in the military as an Army soldier, and a very diverse career beyond all of that. And I've been in government, in and out of government for over 30 years. And I've been out there fighting for the people. I'm a fighter. I care about people. And that 30 years, I've got a lot of experience working with governments, bureaucracies, and agencies to make government work for the people. My platform is that, my theme is common sense governance with accountability, civility, and principles. I believe in working across the aisle. I am running as a moderate Democrat, which means I am in the middle. And unless you're an extreme left or the extreme right, we all are on the same team, America's team. So we can work together. And most legislation is in the middle. The things that I'm fighting for, and I'll be fighting for you, is that, right now, we need to stop the move to become a dictatorship in this country and fight any effort to make Project 2025 a reality. I am for codifying abortion rights and the environment. We need to mitigate, climate change, work on the environment. I want to bust the Social Security cap, which would increase benefits and expand longevity for decades. And the middle class, we need to work on that, rebuilding the middle class, which includes insurance, it includes affordable housing, pharmaceuticals, and various other things. I am telling you that great to have, you all have the opportunity to have 4 people to represent you in D.C. Kamala, Debbie, Carrie, and Manny. Thank you.
Thank you. Not here this evening is Greg Stubbe, also running for U.S. Congress 17. Okay, number 7, Joshua Krakow. So Joshua, come on up. And I just lost my place on here.
Jesus.
Joshua Krakow is running for Florida House of Representatives, District 77.
Hi, my name is Joshua Krakow. I'm the chair of the Lee County Libertarian Party. Many of you may not know what that is, so I'll simply explain it by breaking down government and libertarianism. The root word of government is authority over, or is govern. The definition of govern is authority over. The root word of libertarianism is liberty. The definition of liberty is freedom to you as an individual. I personally want to work in Tallahassee to represent you guys, so that way we actually get the power back to the people rather than the bureaucracy. Running for State House, I've seen many problems, and I've written my 7 bills. In State House, we have the opportunity to floor 7 bills each year. We also set the state budget, which is $117 billion. Between me and 117 individuals for State House, we'll be setting that, as well as the State Senate. We only work from March until May. One thing that I want to do is I want to actually reform that, so we work more throughout the year, so that way we can actually hold the bureaucracy accountable and make sure that the way that we are trying to represent you actually gets implemented, and it's not actually done through the bureaucracy. One of the policies that I have is I would like to actually create a gold state bank where, as citizens of Florida, we can actually turn in our U.S. dollars to convert it to gold, so that way we can hedge ourselves against the inflationary decisions of Washington. If we had a state bank that was backed by gold last year, we would have 33% more money in our savings. I don't just want it to be a temporary thing. I want it to be I want to implement things. We need to actually get this, so that way we help gentrification. We don't have so many people coming in and flooding our pool. I want to, if we have gold, people moving here will be, rather than having buckets, they'll be having teapots. We need to really focus on getting sound currency, so that way we can decide what is best for our future. Thank you. Vote for me, Krakow for Florida families. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 8, Victor Arias, and Victor is running for Lee County Superintendent of Schools. And I need to add, this is the first time in Lee County in, I don't remember how many years, you might remember, but in quite a few years, that we actually have an elected rather than appointed by the school board superintendent. So we're going down a different path for the first time here in Lee County. Victor Arias.
Thank you very much, and good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor Arias, and I'm running for the Superintendent of Lee County Schools. League of Women Voters, thank you very much for having this forum. I'm looking out here, and I wish and I hope that this place would be completely full, but unfortunately, it's not. And I wish my opponent and other opponents and other individuals that are running for school board or for whatever position should be here, because we're here to educate you. We're here for you to find out about us, each individual. I have been an attorney for 33 years. What brought me here 25 years ago was the school district of Lee County. They recruited me to be the attorney for the superintendent. And before that, I was the attorney for St. Lucie County for 5 years, also the attorney for the superintendent. I am a parent. We have 2 kids in the school district, and we've been here working. As a private attorney, as a conservative business owner, I have been looking out for each and every client's dime, nickel, penny. And that's one of the issues, accountability. We have to be accountable to all the taxpayers. Every cent that is brought in from the taxpayers, from the state, for the federal government, I will show you where it is. And you're going to follow where it goes to make sure that every dime is spent appropriately. Okay? Now, the other issue is this: getting the parents, students, and educators engaged. We have to get the parents involved, because we can't allow parents to just drop off their kids so they can be educated. It doesn't work that way. As you know, everyone here, if you're a parent and you're not involved with the education of your children, they're not going to succeed. My name is Victor Arias, and I'm running for Superintendent of Lee County Schools. Please vote November the 5th. Thank you very much.
Not here this evening is the other candidate for Lee County Superintendent, Denise Carlin. Okay, I don't have a 9 or a 10. Is there a candidate that drew number 9 or 10? Anybody who drew? No, I don't think so. No. Okay, so then we're going to. Because there's another candidate that's going to speak, and then I'm going to go back. Yeah, there are a couple instances where we actually have 2 of the candidates, and I'm going to wait till the second candidate speaks. Okay, so then so there's no 9 or a 10. Okay, so then we're going to go to number 11, which is Denise McLeary. And Denise is running for, and I'm sorry, I just lost my place on here. No, I want to tell him. Denise is running for Florida House of Representatives, District 79. Thank you.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for inviting me here. So we get 2 minutes. I haven't practiced my 2-minute speech very long, but I did do one this weekend, and in the heat, must have been 90 degrees, wasn't it? Yes, I've lived in the Cape area, so my district is Cape Coral and Matlacha. I go all the way up to Burnt Store Marina, right just to where the restaurant street is, and then that's the cutoff where I'm from. So, like I said, I've been in the Cape like 10 years. I'm a retired military lieutenant colonel with the Army National Guard and Reserve. I spent 27 years in the Guard, the rest in the Reserve, and I've been deployed to Desert Storm and Operation Enduring Freedom. So I was enlisted officer, 34 years, 32 years as a federal technician, and during that, as a technician, I spent many years as the audit chief. So I did audits of Army and Air National Guard operations, all operations, okay? So I know what classified documents are and top secret documents are, okay? Just so you know. But I've seen so many changes since I moved here. And I was an independent voter and I switched because I couldn't vote in the primary. I was so mad. So I switched, since I generally vote Democrat, to a Democrat. And I also didn't see too many people on the ballot. So I called, well, first my husband was concerned because I complained a lot. He said, quit bitching and do something. So little did he know, I contacted the Lee County Democratic headquarters, and they said, would you consider running? And it took me a while to decide, but I am here. I am here to support the people of my county and of my city. And I'm here to support low insurance. I'm going to fight for insurance, water, environment, for women's health, reproductive health, for the LGBT community. Oh, I'm done. I'm not watching. Thank you very much. Please vote for Denise. www.deniseforflorida.com.
Also not here this evening is I think I don't know if he's an incumbent or not, Florida Representative District 79, Mike Gio Lombardo. Okay, next, number 12. Number 12 is Philip Carter. And Philip is running for Florida Senate District 27.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you to the League of Women Voters for having us here. I also want to thank Dr. Banyai, my manager, also Danica over here, another one of my managers. I want to thank the candidates that I run with and have been doing this with since October, to include now Jim Blue is a friend of mine. All the candidates are fine people. There's a lot of fine candidates. So anyway, I run for District 27, State Senate, which is going to be for you the northern part of Lee County, some parts of Babcock Ranch, all the way up to Polk County. So the southern part of Polk County, and then the 3 counties in between, for a total of 5. Okay? So quite a little spread. I'm running against an incumbent named Ben Albritton. My passions, or my biggest key issue, is with gun legislation, common sense gun legislation. Also, all of the other things that everybody speaks about are as well on my mind, but that's the one that I probably have the greatest deal of passion for, as I myself served in the military and carried some of these weapons that people are out here massacring kids and us all in public places. So that's probably my primary passion. The environment, education. I heard a lot of talk about education tonight. I teach in Lee County schools with Kelly Education. That's the subcontractor they're using right now. And I've seen the things that these people are talking about. It's outright frightening. I don't have kids, but if I had kids, I'll tell you, I'd be at school every day trying to do something. It's scary. It's scary. So a lot of things we need to tackle, a lot of things I want to tackle for you. I consider myself an honest person, a decent person. I want to bring some accountability, some decency, some respectability to the office for all of us, so that when I leave, people will say, that gentleman went in saying this is what he was going to do, and he fought for those things. So thank you very much for coming out. Thank you for what you do. Have a rest of the night.
Okay, also not here this evening is Ben Albritton Jr., also running for Florida Senate District 27. Okay, lucky 13. This is Chris Proya. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Chris is running for Florida Senate District 33.
Hi, my name's Christopher Proya. I'm a Florida-born native, born right here in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm a working-class guy fighting for working-class people. I'm fighting for cheaper housing, better healthcare, cleaner habitat, and I'm all about helping my neighbors. So how else could I earn your vote, right? And I know we're all fighting shortening attention span, so if you didn't catch all that, I'm fighting for workers, women, and weed. I would like to point out that I would like to thank League of Women Voters for having this event, and point out that everyone that's not here is on the other side of the aisle. All your Democrats are here to show up and support and work for you guys, and that's what we're going to do. For those that know the answer to the question, how are we doing today? Thank you. The Democrats are going to be unstoppable this entire election season. We're going to be unstoppable from here on out, making sure that Florida has an actual voice in the system. For 30 years, we've been conservative-led. 25 of those years has been a supermajority. And look where we are. We got the dirtiest water I've ever seen in my life. We've got, tourism going down. Hurricanes are getting worse and worse every year. And I believe that that's because we have a conservative supermajority in this state. No longer. Working class people need a voice at the table. As my friend Cornelius Fowler says, you got to be at the table or you're on the menu. I'm just here. I'm ready to fight. And that's pretty much it from me. So go to my website, christopher-proya.com. Send me a few bucks. We can fight for you. We can make sure that money goes a long way. And I gotta say something for my man Philip Carter here, because he didn't use all his time. He's going up against Ben Albritton, but that Ben's all British, Phil's all American. Vote for Phil, right? That's gonna be my time. Thank you very much. I'll see you out there.
Okay. Also, not here this evening is Also not here this evening is, I believe, the incumbent in Florida Senate 33, Jonathan Martin. Okay, number 14. Number 14 is Michael D. Hollow, and Michael is running for Lee County Sheriff.
Good evening to you all. My name is Mike Hollow. Make it easy for you. Just put Mike, remember Sleepy Hollow, when you have to write it in. That's the easiest way to remember it. I'll explain to you why I had to go as a write-in candidate, but what am I? Who am I about? 23 years I dedicated my life to public safety, 17 years of which was with the Lee County Sheriff's Office, serving in positions such as major crimes as a robbery homicide detective, an IA commander, K-9, aviation, hostage negotiations. I received my master's degree in public administration with an emphasis on criminal justice. I have the experience. I stand before you with the integrity and as your voice. Your voice because of the misappropriation of taxpayer dollars that you have paid for. I have showed it. I have given the evidence. It has been out there. We have demonstrated how over $653,000 every single year of your money is going to Carmine's corruption friends. So what are we going to do? Number one, I'm standing before you as your voice, as I told you, because I want to do a forensic audit on day one. I want to see where that money is going to, because you deserve to know where it is. I stand before you as your voice because I took this information that I received of him giving a ghost employee, which means it has no bearing on the Lee County Sheriff's Office, no position whatsoever, to be able to pay for his dad's car. And I brought that forward, and I took that. I'm talking about this. I'm not talking about him. I'm just talking about who's the incumbent. Mr. Albritton was talking about why am I not able to. I'll continue. So I brought that forward to you as your voice of the misappropriation of taxpayer dollars. If you want more information of what's going on, get with me and I'll explain it to you. But I am a write-in candidate because I had to change my party affiliation so the FBI could continue their investigation. That has been out in NBC, it has been out in news press, it is out in the media. If you need more information, I'll be more than happy to give it to you.
Okay, what am I going to say? Also, not here this evening is Carmine Marcino, and I believe that Carmine is the incumbent for the sheriff's race. Number 15, Jim Blue. Jim is running for Florida House of Representatives, District 76.
Thank you to the League of Women Voters for hosting this evening. It's a great service to our public. My name is Jim Blue. I'm running for House District 76, which includes North Fort Myers, a half of Charlotte County, the eastern half, and all of DeSoto County. Now, that's an odd and big district, but we are affected by one thing in particular this evening, and that is a hurricane. So, one of the things the legislature has failed to do is take a close look at insurance. It affects everybody in this room. But I promise you that if I get elected and I have my way, we will be looking in depth with expert advice to get the insurance down. Secondly, I will work very hard to restore women's right to reproductive freedom. This affected my family in particular. We have now, thankfully, a wonderful granddaughter who was conceived through IVF, part of the spectrum of reproductive freedom. And also, I support the idea that local communities should control the local community. In other words, our elected officials in the local area, city, county, etc., should not be overridden by the state legislature. So, go to jimblue.com, jimblue, visual aid.com, and you'll see the rest of my positions on many, many issues, particularly the environment. And I would just like to say how important this is tonight, how important you all are. Please vote to the people who bothered to show up this evening and get them into office. Thank you. My name is Jim Blue, jimblue.com. Thanks.
Can't forget this line. Also not here this evening is the other candidate for Florida House of Representatives, District 76, Vanessa Oliver. Number 16, Cornelius Fowler. Okay. Cornelius is running for Florida House of Representatives, District 77.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Cornelius Fowler, candidate for Florida House of Representatives District 77. Born and raised on the banks of the Everglades, my family have lived and worked in the rural communities for more than 80 years as law enforcement officers, educators, social workers, and agricultural jobs. And I am proud to be a Florida farm worker. I've been married to the love of my life, Kizzy, who is also running for County Commission District 5 for 23 years. And together we have 5 amazing kids, Gabrielle, Victoria, Zion, Kimberly, and 1 son, Malik. I'm a member of the Lehigh Acres Democratic Club, the Lee County Democratic Club, and I'm proud to be an active union member of the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, where I serve as Vice President of Local Lodge 2152. I also serve as our state machinist political league as well. I'm also a trustee on the Palm Beach Treasure Coast AFL-CIO CLC. I believe that we, as a people, we have a duty. We have a duty to fight for today so that we will have a tomorrow. I believe that there is much work for us to do. We not only can we just show up to the polls, we got to show up to the polls in groves. We must stand up. We must reject these authoritarian tactics that has taken hold in our state. We must stand up. We must let them know that we will not take this sitting down. I'm standing on education, affordable housing, insurance. I believe that we should be able to survive and thrive in the communities that we live in. Local voices make local choices. If you're not at the table, then you are on the menu. Thank you.
Okay, before we get to the next candidate, we had 2 candidates that were here for Florida House of Representatives District 77. Joshua Krakow, who has already spoken, and of course Cornelius Fowler, who has already spoken. The third person who is not here this evening for District 77 Florida House is Tiffany Esposito. Okay, number 17, Number 17 is Jacqueline McMiller. And Jacqueline is running City of Fort Myers, Ward 2.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I will make this very quick with this 2 minutes. My name is Jacqueline McMiller. I am running for Ward 2, City of Fort Myers City Council. I'm here for accountability, affordability, and livability, making sure that our financial dollars are accounted for, that our housing is affordable, and that everyone has an opportunity to live in a place where they can call home. One of the things that I tell everyone, it is always the right time to do the right thing. The right thing today is to ensure that we get out there and vote, but also to stand up for the citizens of Ward 2, because Ward 2 has the highest number of low to moderate income families. Those are the families that are struggling every day just to make ends meet. And we have to ensure that they have a voice at the table. And because of my business background, but not only that, my social work background, I am the perfect person to be standing before you and standing for the people of Ward 2 to say, I'm for you. They deserve someone that they can rely on and that have not sold out. I have not accepted 1 penny from any developer in our ward. And I will not accept 1 penny, because just as well as the developers deserve an opportunity, the people surely deserve an opportunity as well. So I want you to go to your computer, your phone, and go to www.votemcmiller.com. And remember, I'm Fort Myers' daughter. 2020, I became the first woman to run and actually get passed in a primary election. And I thank you very much. We stand for the people, everyone here. We're on the same accord. God bless you, and I will see you at the polls.
Not here this evening, and also running for Fort Myers Ward 2 is Diane Giraldo. Number 18, Howard Sapp. Howard is running for Florida House of Representatives, District 78.
Good evening, and thank you for the League of Women Voters. My name is Howard Sapp, howardsapp.com, just to get everything out real quick, howardsapp.com. I definitely need your vote. I need your support. One thing I want to say, keeping everything short, just like many of the other candidates, we're standing basically on the same platform. We're speaking and fighting for the same issues, because we know that there is a problem. If a number of us are fighting for those issues, something has to be wrong. But who am I? I'm Howard Sapp. I'm from Fort Myers, born and raised, native. I grew up here. And I love Fort Myers. I had an opportunity to work as an air traffic controller for over 34 years in the aviation industry. And I continue to work and continue to push forward as far as safety is concerned. I care about safety. I want to make sure that someone gets from point A to point B safely. So I want to make sure that from that mindset, I take that and begin to utilize that in Congress in the state of Florida, making sure that people can get from point A to point B safely. Our kids can have an education from first grade to 12th grade safely. Our women can do what she needs to do safely with the things that she is doing, and making sure that her rights aren't infringed upon. That we can make sure that insurance is covered. We can make sure that all of these things are covered safely. So I want to make sure that you know who I am. I'm a man of integrity, a man of honesty. I'm a man of faith. So I stand on the ground that I stand on. I'm not afraid to speak up when I know that I can speak with things that are right. Just like Jacqueline McMillan said, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. Just like Carrie Lerner said, there's always, time for us to do certain things, and we want to make sure that we do those things and do them well. I can work across the aisle because I've done it for 34 years in the government, and I can continue to do that. So I'm Howard Sapp. I definitely appreciate your support, and I need your support on November 5th. So let's make sure that we get together and do the right thing at the right time for the right people. Thank you.
Not here this evening is Jenna Persons Mullica, also running in District 78 for Florida House of Representatives. And I'm glad Sandy's coming up here because I need to go back to Florida House of Representative District 80. Did Michael Slayer come in? He what? Okay, so I need to repeat then, because I didn't, since there were two highlighted candidates here. Patrick Post has spoken to you, Florida House of Representative, District 80. Mitchell Slayer, unable to make it this evening. He did respond, though. And not here this evening as well, Florida House of Representatives, District 80, Adam Botania. Okay, so the other person that was ill, shall I introduce her? Just say her name and the two of them? Okay. One more person who is ill this evening and couldn't make it, but she did respond that she wanted to come. Running for Lee County Commissioner, District 5, Kizzy Fowler. Also running for Lee County Commissioner, District 5, Mike Greenwell. And I believe, it's so interesting to watch the audience out here. And I am a League of Women Voters member and on the board, and you just don't know how hard it's been for me this evening. That's all I'm going to say before I get fired. And I've really enjoyed doing this. And again, thank you. Sandy's going to be saying a few words, but thank you to all of you candidates who took the time to come here. Because as I said, when I first stepped up to this microphone, it's so important to vote. And you cannot dismiss saying, oh, it's only this local election. No, you cannot, because it starts here in the local districts. It starts here. So, thank you for putting up with me. And here is Sandy to give some final remarks.
Thank you, Betsy, and thank you to all the candidates and those of you who came out tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time and to be informed voters. A couple of resources I just want to remind you. The League does have a online voter guide, vote411.org. And another good resource, someone had asked about who are the candidates or what are the jurisdictions of the candidates. If you go to the Supervisor of Elections website and look for your sample ballot, you'll see who's going to be on your ballot. You can match that with the districts, and you can also, if you put your address into vote411.org, you'll see the candidates that you'll be voting for. Remember, I'm sure everyone here is already registered, but if you're not, the deadline is October 7th. Please make sure that your friends and neighbors are registered as well. And thank you again for attending and being informed when you vote on November 5th. And remember, your vote is your voice, and make your voice heard. At this time, we're going to adjourn into the other area where you have a chance to talk one-on-one with candidates. So thank you very much for coming out this evening.